up, everybody? Giancarlo here, Bad Beats CCG. Uh, Here to do a deck profile and a tournament report, kind of mixed all into one. Um, Guys, I won a regional, man. That's crazy. I've been playing this game since set one. I do have a couple small event wins. Just random stuff here and there. I have a lot of tops, but um, this was the biggest event I've ever won. I'm very, very happy. Look, when it comes to webcam, I know it's not ideal. This was a best of one event, so I don't think that this carries as much weight as, like, let's say, an in-person regional with the same amount of players. But to me, it's really not about bragging. It's not about me saying I'm so good. Hey, I'm really good. No, but it's something that I can be proud of myself for. It's something that I'm glad that I accomplished. I don't put as much weight on webcam events as other events, but that's not going to stop me from being happy that I did very well at this event. So, I'm proud of myself. I think big shout out to my team for supporting me. Shout out to Sublet, who was encouraging me all day. I was really it's kind of weird. I have this thing where the more I win, the more nervous I get. When I was like 5-0, I was really, really nervous because it's like, oh, I have all this pressure on me to perform well. So I was getting really nervous around rounds 5 and 6. So not just Sublet. Let me give a huge shout out to the Hermit Style Discord. Guys, I'm going to have a link to the Hermit Style Discord. There's like 200 some people in this group. Everybody's super cool. We have training chambers where we just play test. If I didn't play test against Mike's baby, I probably wouldn't have won my baby matchup, which I'll get into. If I didn't play test the mirror match a bunch in the Discord, I probably wouldn't have been as good at the mirror match, so I might have lost. So, and then we have, there's like a whole bunch of general discussions. You can go to the general discussion page, and we're just shooting the shit, talking about Dragon Ball, discussing this, that, and the other. It's a great Discord, man. Not only is the podcast really good, Jimmy and Mike are really great podcasters. They're very informative, but the Discord is a really great Dragon Ball community. I want to give a big shout out to them. In between every round, again, they were in the Discord. We were all encouraging each other. We were talking about plays. We were talking about the game. It's a great community to just come together and kind of play Dragon Ball, discuss. And again, in between every round, everybody was encouraging me. Jimmy, Mike, Armando, Jay, freaking everybody who was there. Pac-Man, shout out to Pac-Man, my guy. Everybody just, hey, man, keep it up, doing great. Like, I was really nervous, and they were definitely helping me get through it. So, again, I have to give a huge shout out to all the Hermit Styles. Not to mention, like, it's a lot of good players in that Discord. You're gonna get a lot of good playtesting sessions, right? At this point, we are here. We are playing King Piccolo. We kind of know what King Piccolo does, right? And this is an incomplete deck list. Let me go ahead and fix that real quick. Oh, oops. Okay, never mind. Okay, so unexpected. This wasn't really planned. I'm just kind of freestyling, right? It looks like I'm missing one card. Maybe I'm not. Okay, anyway, whatever. I'll get to it when I get to it. The big thing is this a best of one, right? So there's certain cards that you want to main board that you wouldn't normally main board. For me, that was Kaioken. This card's amazing, right? The neg 2 is good against Invoker. It's good against, not the neg 2, the tap 2 discard, kill something with barrier, 25k. It's good against Invoker. It's good against, I used it against Gotenks. You can kill Lord Slug and Bojack from Mecha Frieza. There's just a lot of targets that you just tap to, discard, kill. It's very good. And it kind of works, if the card doesn't have barrier, let's say you're playing against Dark Broly and they have a Demigra on the board, you can discard this, neg it down to 5k, summon a drum, and then reduce it down to 0, killing it. So it has a lot of utility. It's summon effect, deflect, 15k attacker. When you play it, choose just warp the entire, not warp, KO the entire board. KO the entire board, and 20k or less. That's huge, right? That's in the mirror match. This card is huge. I played it in both mirror matches, and it was played against me in the mirror matches. It's a really big swing card. I played this card a lot. I mean, anytime I drew this, I kept it simply because I knew how powerful it was. Anyway, the Wii Super Combo, it's not showing up on this deck list for some reason, even though it looks like it's in here. I don't know what's going on with Shinron's lair right now, but anyway, freaking one Whis super. As you can see, three Piccolo super combo, one Whis. Frieza's Death Ball is a very popular card in King Piccolo. It's very good. I do not own any, and I ordered some, and they did not get here in time. Oh well. I definitely would play them, but because I didn't have them available for today, I've been playing this one Wii Super Combo. It snipes BMS. It has incredible synergy with Drum. It has great synergy with your Unison, with Yamcha. You can Yamcha something that's 25k. If they swing into it, you can Whis and kill it. That actually did happen against Gotenks in one of my matches. Yellow Gotenks, not green Gotenks. And, everything else is pretty standard in King Piccolo, right? We have Violent Rays. It's a really good negate. What else? One Champa, you throw that on your Tambourine. He's a 50k double striker. That's big as shit. Throw it on your leader swing. You can just win the game with Champa. Topo's good again. At the beginning of the format, I was pretty anti-Topo, but now Topo is very good. You should definitely be playing Topo. I would consider playing 3, but maybe I would have to think about it. One Fighting Against Fate. Every time I summoned it, I won. You only playing 1, you're just not going to draw it that much. It did matter. Against Blue Baby, it was the reason I won the game, right? Because I needed to deal 3 damage. So the fact that this was a 25k dual attacker just meant he couldn't out combo it twice. And that was what won me the game pretty much. One copy of Evil Dictator. Yo, this card's good as shit, bro. Especially in best of 1. Expected to play against more aggro decks. So stuff like Majin Vegeta. I guess that's it, right? That's the big aggro deck that people are afraid of in best of 1. This card won me my Majin Vegeta matchup because I needed to push damage in that matchup. So this is like for 1 energy, you get a dual attack double striker, 25k. If they kill it with Frieza, then you can summon your Scion. That was my logic, basically, was if I play this against aggro, it's going to help me close out the game, and that's exactly what it did. I only played it 1 time against Majin Vegeta the whole tournament. Every other time, I kind of just charged it, or I didn't get the opportunity to play it. But it's still a good card. I would play 1. Like, you only need 1. You could play 2. You could play 0. I've seen a lot of builds with 0. It's really just personal preference. But yeah, other than that, I thought the list was great. Again, I don't have Death Balls. I guess they're in the mail. I'll get them eventually. That's a great card. Omen, I think it's called Omen of Awakening. I have it somewhere around here. I decided not to play it because I couldn't find the room for it, right? I kind of made a meta call where I was like, okay, I'm going to see a lot more random aggro decks than red decks. And I was wrong. So that was a wrong meta call on my part. I played against 2 random aggro decks. I played 2 mirror matches. I played Baby. The card, basically Omen of Awakening, very good. I'm not going to play King Piccolo at another regional. If I was, I would play Omen of Awakening. I'm pretty sure that's the card name. I have it like right here. Yeah, Omen of Awakening. I made a wrong meta call. I could have played that card, whatever, right? So let's get into but anyway, other than that, you kind of know what King Piccolo does, right? It's been very popular since the set came out. I've made several videos on it already. As the build evolved and as I've got better, the build changes here and there. But a lot of these cards, I think, are pretty much slated for staying in the main deck. I really like Kaioken in the main deck because of how good it is in the mirror match and how good it is against Mecha Frieza. So I would actually pretty much just consider main decking this card, even in best of 3. I don't particularly think I would main board Death Ball or Omen. Like in a best of 3 environment, those cards are better suited in the sideboard, I would think. Definitely one Wii Super Combo is my favorite. I love that shit so much. It's so cool. And then, of course, Secret Rare being Kai. It's a really good Secret Rare. Wouldn't play any other Secret Rare in this deck. I guess if you don't have Kai, there's a Frieza that's a better budget option. But, I don't know. I probably wouldn't play any other Secret Rare. Maybe next set, you could play that Gotenks. I think it's a Gohanks, actually. Pretty good card from set 13. I guess if you pull it and you don't have Kai, that would probably be a pretty reasonable replacement. All right, so round 1, I played Majin Vegeta. This is so funny, right? In last week, I played Dark Broly. I ended up getting top 32. I was not very happy with my results, but I ended up playing Dark Broly because I thought Majin Vegeta would be so popular. However, I did not play a single Majin Vegeta last week, and I was like, okay, no one's playing Majin Vegeta. I'm going to play King Piccolo. It's not that King Piccolo is bad against Majin Vegeta. It's just that Majin Vegeta is a high roll deck, right? If your opponent pops off on turn 2, you start with 6 life. You don't have the energy to really do anything in response. Maybe you get a drum in your life because you went second. Maybe you draw a violent raise. It's a high roll, it's a low roll. If they pop off and you don't have your violent raise and you don't have any energy to defend, you can very well lose on turn 2. So I was a little bit worried about playing King Piccolo. But I ended up doing fine. He didn't pop his quickening until turn 3, I don't think. And because he got such a slow roll, I was able to violent raise. And I kept my life at 3. I didn't go down past 3. And so, it wasn't really an issue. I ended up just closing out the game with Evil Dictator. Evil Dictator definitely came in clutch. Without Evil Dictator, I don't think I would have won that match because he was at 2 life and I had to deal double strike, right? So I swung the first time, he out-comboed it the first time, swung the second time, he couldn't out-combo it again. Again, 25k dual attack double strike, just pretty big. It's a lot of combo power out of their hand. Round 2, I played AOD. I don't think it was a hard matchup at all. I don't think I was really in danger of losing. He did a really good job of clearing my unison. I think I played all 3 or 4 unisons that game. But at the same time, I was at 6 life the entire game because he kept pouring attacks into my unison, and so I never took any damage. So he was slowly losing advantage, and I was slowly gaining advantage through my unison taking all this damage. I don't know how to play that matchup, right? AOD, I think if he had just gone face, he might have been in a better position. But my unison clears his best cards. It clears Garlic Jr. negate and Android 13 negate. Not to mention I have Yamcha, which kills most of his board anyway. And then I also had Kaioken. I summoned Kaioken, which cleared everything but his 2 barrier cards anyway. So, I think I was just heavily favored in that matchup. Round 3, I played Soul Striker Catapesla. That dude, I think his name's Kevin. I believe he's on Super Players. Big shout out to him. Again, I think that's a really cool deck. I think he played it. I played him last week as well. He's playing the same deck. It's a really cool deck. I think maybe if there's more Catapesla support in Battle Evolution, so hopefully, he'll incorporate that. I don't know. But yeah, ultimately, again, it was a pretty easy matchup. I was never really in danger of losing. I think I was at a high life total the whole time. Catapesla has barrier, and KO can kill shit with barriers. So he had a 4-cost Catapesla on the board, and I just killed it with Kaioken. And then he knew he couldn't. He summoned, a couple turns later, he summoned the 5-drop, and I Yamcha'd it. So he couldn't attack with his 5-drop because he knew it was going to die. Whether I had Whis or Drum, it had 10k attack power left. So, it just, again, not really favored. Let's see. Round 4, I played Yellow Gotenks. It reminded me a lot of, it seemed like Mecha Frieza, except with a different leader. The guy, he said he was just kind of playing for fun. Again, it really wasn't a difficult matchup. I Yamcha'd his 3-drop Gotenks, and then when he attacked with it, I Whis super comboed and killed it, reducing it to 0 power, and it went to the drop. So, again, pretty cool interaction you have with Whis. I don't remember that much from that game. It was over relatively quickly. So, I'm not going to lie. My first 4 rounds were kind of easy. No offense to those guys. I'm not just talking shit, but I got a lot of good, favorable matchups. My next 4 rounds, however, were very, very difficult. These were really hard games to play. So in round 5, I played Marcel Russell. He was playing King Piccolo. He's playing the mirror match. I'm not sure what to say. I went second. So generally when you go second, you have a lot of initiative in the King Piccolo matchup. Not only do you draw an extra card, but you awaken first and you play a Demon Clan first, right? Marcel missed his unison on turn 2, which is freaking huge because then I could play without the threat of Yamcha. If he had gotten his unison on turn 2, it would have changed the entire course of the game, but he missed it on 2. He just didn't draw it. So, because I could play without Yamcha on my awakening turn, I was able to do a lot more and I was able to push a lot more. Also, I got my unison on turn 2, so I was just in a better position from him. And then of course he's a great player, so the game went on for quite a while, and I was just kind of able to piece it out over the course of the game. I was doing, I mean, I was playing well too, right? I was doing a really good job of keeping King Piccolo's off the board so he couldn't evolve. He ended up playing a unison on turn 3. I was able to clear it through some shenanigans. I don't quite remember. But I Yamcha'd 2 1-drops. He had 2 1-drops on the board. I Yamcha'd both his 1-drops so he couldn't evolve into his 4-drop to search his unison, and then later he tapped 3 for King Piccolo New Ruler. He had 4 energy, he tapped 3, summoned this. That's a huge telegraph that he's desperate for his unison, so when he swings with his King Piccolo, I think he combos like 25 or something. I use Whis super combo, reduce it to 10k, activate Attack of the Demon Clan, combo with a drum from my deck, reduce it after the battle, kill it. Again, he could not evolve into his 4-drop, so I think I did a really good job of removing King Piccolo's off the board, and then, this, that, and the other happened. He was main decking Omen of Awakening, so I was kind of expecting it. When I was commentating in Miami, I commentated him playing it, and I knew he sideboarded it in Miami. So in the back of my head, I was like, okay, I need to be careful when I topo. So I think he was at 3 life, or he might have been at 4 life. I topo with 1 energy up for Violent Ray. So I activate Topo. He omens. He has to crit a life. And then I have 1 energy up for Violent Rays. And that was really nice. So anyway, I mean, it was a good game. Obviously, he played it really well. I think at this point, like, I'm hot. I'm running hot. I'm playing well. I'm freaking keyed in. And, I'm playing King Piccolo. Like, it's a deck I've play tested the ever-loving shit out of this deck. I know how to play it. So I'm playing hot. Like, the rest of the tournament, I think I played absolutely perfectly. Round 6 was Andrew Duval. He was playing Blue Baby. I was kind of nervous sitting down. This is a matchup that I don't generally expect to win, but I do expect to have a really good fighting chance. I play tested against Mike. Shout out to Mike Rontuti again from Hermit Style. He plays Baby a lot. He's kind of known for playing Baby. So play testing against him definitely gave me a lot of relevant experience in this matchup. It went back and forth. He plays a lot of negates. When you're playing against Baby, you never really feel pressured per se. It's more that the clock is ticking. On basically from like turn 6 onward, they have a lot of ways that they can kill you. So you need to deal a good amount of damage before turn 6. That way you can close the game out around anywhere from turn 5, 6, 7. That's when they're going to start dropping bombs. Stuff like Fu Shrouded, whatever 5-drop they're going to play. What's it called? 17, the 7-drop 17 that shuffles your hand. These are just relevant cards that they're going to play as bombs in order to kill you, right? So I was trying to play around the best I could. I ended up getting him to 3 life. Obviously, my Unison's really good in that matchup. Not only does it draw me a lot of cards, but it can kill his shit. If you don't know, when they play Gohan, so here's how the interaction works, right? You attack, they counterattack, counterattack, play Gohan, Parasitic, Baby's Minion, whatever the fuck it's called. It has 25k attack. You can activate Yamcha, resolve Yamcha, target Gohan. Gohan now has 10k power, and you can kill it with your Unison. That's a very relevant thing you need to learn, because not only do they lose an attacker, they lose a draw from their Overlord, and you get a free body on board that you can then attack with. If you're attacking in order to beat Baby, you're gonna have to attack through a Gohan, whether you or Ready to Rumble, right? You can't just pass your turn. You're gonna have to sacrifice some advantage in order to play through those cards. So I ended up winning through a Gohan because you have to. Like, it's just you have to do that shit. What else really happened in the game? I don't know. I resolved a Kai, which killed his Unison, which was huge. When you kill the Unison, they lose access to not heroic prospect. God, they lose access to God Sealing Trunks, so that was huge. Kaioken was good. I tapped 2 for Kaioken, and I killed his Ready to Rumble. So that was cool. That I freaking, again, just every card is important. And then I ended up just kind of winning with the double strike. I don't know. Baby eventually, if you grind Baby good enough, they will eventually run out of negates, right? Even if they draw 4 D Magic, if they draw 4 Revenge Death Ball, Revenge Big Bang Attack, they draw 4 Gohan. If you can keep up your hand advantage well enough, you will be able to outgrind Baby. I know another thing I was doing was playing around Kami, 1-drop Kami. It's like if your opponent has 4 more energy, tap 2, kill everything on the board with 4 cost or less, ignoring barriers. So I was playing around Kami. I would summon a Yamcha, and then I would attack and combo with the Yamcha to prevent me from having 4 cards on the board. You need to play around Kami because that card is just free advantage for them. If they clear your board, it's going to be really tough for you to recover under all those negates. You need to maintain a board in the face of negates, especially because you're a combo-oriented deck. The more attacks you have on board, the less likely they will have to negate every attack, if that makes sense. Let's see. Round 7 was Green Gotenks. This dude's name was Flash. Shout out to him. He was a really cool dude. I don't know. Green Gotenks, I don't particularly think is that amazing of a deck. I don't think it's amazing against King Piccolo. My Unison puts in so much freaking work against that deck, right? So every time he plays Frieza counterplay, kill Frieza counterplay. He played Dormant Potential, I killed his blocker. He plays Gotenks. Gotenks 6-drop Reaper of Justice. It's a pretty good card. I killed it with a Kaioken. They're just cards that, I have relevant counters to every card in his deck. So it's not that the deck is like super bad. It's just that I am relatively favored in that matchup. I have 3 free turns to do whatever I want. Like I have turn 1. I'm pretty sure he went first, right? So turn 1, I swing past, do whatever. Who cares? Turn 2, he plays. He plays Unison on turn 2. I play my Unison turn 2, awaken, start attacking, start playing Demon Clans. By the time he gets his Gotenks out, my board is already becoming established. Like I'm already building the board because I can clear Gotenks immediately. It's just not. I clear Gotenks immediately. I'm not really pressured in any way, right? I think I had a really relevant topo, which prevented him from attacking, and then I kind of just won the next turn. So again, shout out to him. Pretty cool. Round 8, final round was I played Frank Miller. Big shout out to him. He was a really cool dude. We played the mirror match again. He played all 4 Unisons, and I cleared all 4 Unisons. So I remember I didn't waste the Kai, but I was a little trigger happy with the Kai, right? So he charged a Unison. He played 1. I went second again. Again, I think going second is pretty good because, because of just relevant. You have initiative, right? So you get to awaken first. You get to start doing stuff first. Like he gets a little unlucky, I'm pretty sure. I don't think he doesn't put a Demon Clan in life. So by the time he awakens, he doesn't actually have a Demon Clan face up in his life. He has 2 random Namekians. I don't think he drew a Demon Clan. So sometimes you just get a little bit lucky. I can't complain. I can't complain about that. So he plays a Unison on 2. I swing. I play my Unison on 2. Swing into his Unison with my leader. Awaken. Swing into his Unison with my Unison. Because now his Unison has 1 marker, I combo my drum or something. I think I played a drum. Killed his piano 1-drop. And then I attacked Drum into his Unison. I thought he had a Scion in his hand. I said, there's no way. In my head, I was thinking, oh man, there's no way he doesn't have a Scion here. And I go attack Drum into Unison. He goes no negate. And I'm like, holy shit, no combo. His Unison's dead on turn 2. That shit is super unlikely because I was like, oh my God, I thought he had a Scion. And he didn't. So, hey, again, look. I can't say one way or another. Sometimes that's what happens in best of 1. But again, I cannot complain. So Anyway, he plays the unison again the next turn. I clear it again. I get a good tambourine play in. I clear the unison again. So now he's down 3 unisons. He plays his 4th unison, and I'm like, okay, if I can clear this 4th unison, this game is over. King Piccolo cannot win the mirror match without a unison. You lose access to Yamcha. You lose access to New Ruler. You lose card advantage. You can't symbol. You lose so much. He does something. I'm like, on my turn, I go attack, play Kai, attack with Kai, kill your board. He had a unison and he had 1 demon clan on board. I didn't care. I was using the Kai to clear the 4th unison. And then I asked him, like, hey, that's the 4th unison, right? We count, we go 1, 2, 3, 4. At that point in my head, I'm kind of like, okay, I know Frank is a pretty good player. I can't just like relax and think the game is over. But in my head, I'm like, yo, this game's over. 4 unisons down, gone. I can't lose this mirror match if he doesn't have a unison. I also am able to develop a piano. So I have a piano and I have my own unison. I'm just gaining too much advantage. So over the course of like turn 5, turn 6, we're going back and forth. We're tit for tat. He's making plays. He gets a good topo in. Again, I know him and Marcel are on the same team, right? They're both on MRG. Because Marcel is main decking Omen of Awakening, I also assume that Frank is playing Omen of Awakening. And so what I do is he's at 3 life. And I'm like, okay, I have Champa in my hand. I'm like, okay, I'm going to topo. He's going to Omen my topo, go down to 2 life. And then I'm going to Champa him, okay? I play topo. He doesn't play Omen. And I'm like, oh, damn. Oops. So then my topo resolves. And anyway, again, I don't remember that much after that. We're going tit for tat. He Violent Raise. This is the final turn. He goes Violent Raise. I summon a Yamcha from my hand. I attack and I Champa. He's at 2 life. I combo a bunch of stuff. He can't out combo it. And that's game. So, boom. I won a regional. I blew my mind. I threw my hands up in the air. I went, yes. And that was my tournament, man. It was a great event. Big thank you to PPG. Thanks to John Patterson, the head judge. Great judge. Anyone who worked on the event, shout out. Guys, webcam events are not ideal. Best of 1 is not ideal. I'm not going to sit here and brag about this event like I'm the best player or anything. That's not where I'm coming from. I'm very proud of myself. I'm glad that I was able to do well. But guys, just keep supporting the game. If you can support these stores through these best of 1 regionals, we will eventually have regionals again. Bandai is trying their best. If we want to continue to go back to the way things were, we got to be a little bit more patient. We got to do our best to support the game in the ways that we can. We got to support these stores like Core TCG, PPG, TAC, Carta Magica. They're trying really hard to keep interest in this game. We have to do our best to support them, if that makes sense, and we will eventually have regionals back. The game is very strong. The format is very healthy. I think the game is in a great place right now. I think Bandai is trying really hard, regardless of whatever mistakes and flaws that they have. They're trying hard. These stores are trying really hard to keep the game alive. And we kind of have to bear with it just a little bit longer. I think by the summer, by fall, we're going to have in-person regionals again. I think we're going to have an in-person nationals. I have my invite to that nationals. I'm pretty happy about that. And, just shout out everybody who played. Shout out to you. Thank you for playing. Shout out to everyone who's watching this video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting this channel. Thanks to my team. Thanks to Hermit Style. Everyone, thank you for watching. Y'all have a good day.